Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Indie Legends Bundle of August 2024. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the link provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to this bundle, but you'll have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support would mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have the Rain World and Downpour Double Pack, a brutally challenging survival platformer that thrusts you into a bleak post-apocalyptic world where you play as a slug cat, a creature combining the traits of a cat and a slug. Your primary goal is simple: survive against all odds in an unforgiving environment teeming with erratic predators and deadly rainstorms. Navigating this decayed urban landscape is far from straightforward, and every hibernation cycle is a battle against starvation, relentless enemies, and the ticking clock of imminent rainfall. Rain World is notorious for its steep learning curve and minimal guidance, forcing you to learn through trial, error, and sheer perseverance. The game's procedural animation system brings the world to life, with fluid, unpredictable enemy behaviors that keep you on your toes. Moments of success feel hard-earned as you claw your way up the food chain, with each hibernation representing a precarious step forward. The Downpour expansion adds 5 new slug cats, each offering unique abilities that reshape how you approach the game. From the nimble Rivulet, who can breathe underwater, to the explosive Artificier, these new characters bring fresh dynamics to the already complex gameplay. Downpour also introduces new biomes, creatures, and an expedition mode, providing bite-sized challenges that push even seasoned players to their limits. Rain World and Downpour demands patience and resilience, but rewards those willing to embrace its punishing nature with an unforgettable experience of survival against insurmountable odds. At number 2 we have This War of Mine. In This War of Mine, you're thrust into the harsh reality of survival amid conflict. Developed by 11-bit studios, this game presents a grueling blend of life simulation and 2D stealth action, influenced by experiences from war-torn countries and titles like Mark of the Ninja. As you navigate through the game's mechanics, you'll find yourself facing the stark truth that in modern warfare, death can come swiftly and for no justifiable reason. The gameplay unfolds in 2 phases each day: daylight, where snipers confine characters to a dilapidated building, and nighttime, when one character ventures out to scavenge while the others rest or stand guard. Locations range from abandoned shelters to hospitals, each presenting its own risks and rewards. The scavenging phase, reminiscent of Mark of the Ninja, instills a sense of tension as you navigate through the fog, wary of potential threats lurking in the shadows. Your characters are fragile, and resources are scarce, amplifying the feeling of desperation and the suffocating struggle for survival. Morality and bartering systems remain indifferent to your plight, often leaving you with heart-wrenching decisions and their consequences. Goals like developing essential systems become distant dreams as you focus on surviving each passing day. This War of Mine is a thematically rich experience, but its unyielding difficulty and grim atmosphere may not be for everyone. However, for those willing to confront the harsh realities of war and the human spirit's resilience in the face of adversity, it's a poignant and unforgettable experience. At number 3 we have Streets of Rogue, a chaotic roguelike game with endless player choice. You play as a newly hired mercenary whose mission is to help the Alliance in restoring the city from its corrupt state. This game is not about the story though. You can play as 26 different characters, killing targets and stealing MacGuffins from guarded buildings. Once all of your missions are finished, you take an elevator onto your next procedurally generated floor. And you keep going until you die or reach the end. Even though the world and missions are repetitive, the unique traits of each character and how they interact with the world is very unpredictable. Some of these characters are hackers who can't fight but can hack electronics. Some are cannibals who can regenerate health by literally eating corpses, while assassins can go invisible, among others. You have multiple ways to approach each mission. You're given a general goal like kill this dude, and how you go about doing it is up to you. You can simply gun him down, beat him up, program a turret to target him, or hire him as a bodyguard, lure him into an enemy ambush, and get him killed. It's entirely up to you. Missions are randomized, and each character has their own optional big quests. Completing this quest nets you a permanent ability for that class. These quests and the unique traits of each character makes picking a new class feel like playing a whole different game. Each run takes its own personality thanks to the different items you find in shops, chests, and safes, as well as the traits you pick up between levels. You can also play around with a list of custom rules called mutators. That makes it a bit like a build-your-own roguelike experience. You can make the game easier or harder by how you mutate the rules of the game. This game is absolutely worth playing, and once you start, it is hard to stop.
It gives you a ton of freedom, a varied cast of characters, combined with the randomness of traits and mutators. 2 runs will never play the same.
At number 4 we have Tinykin, a charming 3D platformer with a Pikmin-inspired concept. You play as Milo Dane, a researcher from a future where humanity's origins are forgotten. After a teleportation experiment gone wrong, Milo is shrunken and finds himself in an abandoned 90s-era home, inhabited by an insect society and the Tinykin, a race of gremlins that respond to Milo's commands. Your goal is to gather components to repair a machine and return home. While Tinykin shares similarities with Pikmin, it differentiates itself as a more laid-back 3D platformer, akin to Banjo-Kazooie. The game lacks the strategic depth of Pikmin, as managing the Tinykin doesn't involve complex decision-making. You gather them to overcome obstacles, but there's no risk of losing them. The focus is on exploring the world, rather than intricate minion management. Milo's movement is fluid and satisfying, and the platforming is a delight due to its responsive controls. The house where the game unfolds is the star, offering imaginative environments built from household objects rearranged for the insect-sized world. The visual details in each room add to the game's charm. The collectibles and lore objects are less compelling than the world itself, but the joy of exploration makes up for it. The game's story and humor might not be its strong suits, but it captures the childlike delight of navigating a giant world. Tinykin is a joyful and laid-back platformer that provides around 6 hours of fun in a vibrant miniature universe. It's a delightful experience, even if its minion management mechanics are somewhat shallow. At number 5 we have Symphony of War, Nephilim Saga, a strategy JRPG that offers a fresh take on the genre. The game introduces clever game design and engaging squad-based customization system. Each squad in the game consists of up to 9 units placed on a tactical grid, and instead of focusing on individual characters, the game emphasizes the overall strategy and management of your army. The customization options are extensive, allowing you to tweak the composition, class, and leadership of your squads. You can recruit promising rookies and mercenaries, level them up, and guide them through a tree of connected classes. The game encourages exploration and experimentation, as you can freely adjust the squad composition without penalties. The customization is limited by the gold you earn, which is used to acquire new units and artifacts. In terms of gameplay, Symphony of War offers grid-based combat where each squad's movement and abilities depend on its composition. Terrain, unit types, and morale play crucial roles in battle, and there are various tactical choices to consider. The game also introduces interesting mechanics like forcing enemies to surrender, adding depth to the gameplay experience. While the story may be generic and the characterization lacking, the game's core focus on strategic gameplay and customization make it a must-play for fans of the genre. With bright pixel art, a cheerful soundtrack, and a decent in-game reference manual, Symphony of War is accessible and enjoyable. Its novel tactical mechanics and extensive squad customization make it an incredible strategy RPG. At number 6 we have Low Magic Age, a tactical turn-based RPG set in the medieval fantasy open world. You create and build characters with various abilities, navigating towns, dungeons, and more in a classic Dungeons & Dragons inspired setting. The game features 2 main modes: Adventure Mode, where you explore a sandbox world filled with cities, dungeons, and quests, and Arena Mode, offering fast-paced strategic combat against diverse fantasy monsters. The combat system is deeply rooted in traditional tabletop RPG mechanics, complete with flanking, charging, and fog of war. It is all about tactical choices, whether you're managing your party in town quests, engaging in trade, or battling through monster-infested ruins. The game thrives on its old-school vibes, showcasing over 100 monsters, tons of loot, and a robust skill system that reflects classic RPG elements. However, as an early access game, Low Magic Age is still evolving. While the combat is engaging and reminiscent of pen and paper games, the adventure mode feels bare bones at times, with narrative content being minimal and somewhat clunky. Despite its simplicity, the game remains a haven for fans of traditional RPGs who enjoy deep combat mechanics and character customization. Low Magic Age offers a nostalgic RPG experience that is easy to dive into, but is still in development. If you're into tactical combat and sandbox exploration with a D&D twist, this game delivers a solid, if unpolished adventure that is perfect for quick sessions or deep dives. At number 7 we have Slap City, a masterclass in platform fighting, distinguishes itself from the plethora of popular games in the genre with its unique approach to complexity and innovation. This indie platform fighter elevates itself beyond the distillation route taken by others in the genre, introducing complexity to core mechanics of popular titles like Smash Bros. From the moment you boot up Slap City, Ludosity's distinct style is evident in its colorful visuals, light-hearted soundtrack, and sharp wit. While the transition to the third dimension might not be the most graceful, the game effectively communicates its mechanics during play. Slap City maintains a fundamental Smash framework, but introduces alterations to controls and movement. Notably, the clutch button emerges as the game's greatest innovation, enabling various advanced maneuvers, reversing momentum, altering move effects, and enhancing overall technical gameplay. The roster showcases Ludosity's creativity, offering diverse and intentionally designed fighters. Each character, from Princess Remedy to Business Casual Man, brings a unique playstyle and personality to the table. Despite not boasting the licensed appeal of Smash or the streamlining of rivals of Ether, Slap City entices with dizzying depth and complexity, reminiscent of the Melee era. The game excels in single-player content, including an arcade mode and short stories for each character, showcasing Ludosity's humor. However, the game's depth may pose an initial challenge, and the multiplayer aspect demands a certain level of commitment to truly appreciate its intricacies. While the game might not be for everyone, Slap City stands as a testament to Ludosity's excellence in game design and warrants exploration for those seeking a lifestyle game with rewarding depth. At number 8 we have S.T.A.L.K.E.R, Shadow of Chernobyl. A gritty first-person shooter that throws you into the heart of the zone, a post-apocalyptic wasteland surrounding the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. This 2007 classic blends survival horror, RPG elements, and open-world exploration, challenging you to survive amidst radiation, mutants, and rival stalkers. Every choice weighs heavily as you navigate the zone. Combat is tense and tactical, with relentless enemies and an environment that seems to conspire against you through deadly anomalies and scarce resources. Every bullet counts, and the atmosphere is as terrifying as any mutant lurking in the shadows. The game's non-linear story means your actions shape the outcome, leading to different endings and making each playthrough unique. But it is not without its flaws. Difficulty spikes in later levels turn an already tough survival experience into a desperate sprint, and the game's infamous bugs add a certain charm to the overall experience, though they can also frustrate. Despite these issues, S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl remains an iconic game, beloved for its atmosphere, tension, and world building. The feeling of isolation and danger permeates every moment, making you feel like a lone survivor in a living, hostile world. It is not just about blasting your way through, it is about immersing yourself in a place where every decision matters, and danger lurks around every corner. If you're up for the challenge, the zone awaits, ready to test your skills and resolve. At number 9 we have S.T.A.L.K.E.R Clear Sky, a standalone prequel to the acclaimed S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl, set in the bleak, atmospheric post-apocalyptic world. You step into the zone as S.K.E.R, a mercenary caught in a war between factions, vying for control and influence over the irradiated landscape. As you explore, you'll uncover the mysteries behind the zone's latest catastrophic emission and navigate treacherous anomalies, aggressive mutants, and relentless bandits. The game introduces a dynamic faction war system, where your alliances and actions influence the zone's balance of power. It also offers improved graphics from Shadow of Chernobyl, new locations like the swamps and Lemansk, and a deep weapon and armor upgrade system, allowing you to tweak your gear to your liking. The open world environment is more dangerous than ever, with new types of anomalies and valuable artifacts that require careful navigation and specialized detectors to find. Combat is intense and challenging, with enemies displaying sharp AI that can make encounters feel brutally unforgiving. Expect plenty of reloads, as the game punishes mistakes harshly, and the grenade-happy AI will keep you on your toes. The story is less focused than its predecessor, but if you're in for the skirmishes and looting, it offers a raw, immersive experience. Clear Sky is a tough but rewarding journey into a hostile, atmospheric world, best suited for those who relish the challenge of survival against overwhelming odds. At number 10 we have S.T.A.L.K.E.R Call of Pripyat, a gripping first-person shooter that serves as a direct sequel to S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl. You play as Major Alexander Degyarev, tasked with investigating the crash of governmental helicopters in the eerie radioactive zone. This game masterfully combines elements of survival, horror, and RPG, set against a haunting backdrop of post-apocalyptic Eastern Europe. The atmosphere is unmatched, immersing you in a world where every corner feels dangerous and every decision counts. The game's environments, from the swampy expanses of Zaton to the abandoned streets of Pripyat, are meticulously designed, drawing you into a deeply unsettling yet captivating world. With a wide array of enemies, including mutants like the fearsome Chimera, and a telepathic bureau, every encounter is intense. The improved A-Life simulation breathes life into the game, with dynamic events and NPC interactions that make the zone feel alive and deadly. Call Up Pripyat is a standout of its complex open world, meaningful choices that affect the game's multiple endings, and a gritty, realistic combat system that demands strategy. Though the graphics show their age, the rich gameplay, compelling narrative, and the thrill of exploring uncharted territory make up for it. Whether you're a veteran of the series, or new to the S.T.A.L.K.E.R universe, this game offers an unforgettable journey through one of gaming's most iconic wastelands. And that's all for this bundle. The Indie Legends Bundle offers great value with a mix of standout indie titles, making it one of the best bundles in the past couple of months. It is a solid lineup of games, and the S.T.A.L.K.E.R series absolutely solidified this fact for the bundle. I would highly recommend it, as this bundle's overall appeal is hard to deny. It is a perfect opportunity for indie enthusiasts to grab some highly regarded games at a great price. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.